Hey everyone! So I haven't been making a new vlog in so long and I'm really sorry about that. It's just been so much stuff to do since I got back from my winter break and I just felt like I don't have time to make any vlogs right now. And yeah, it's not an excuse, but it's the way it is. So, but I finally got some time and I felt like I wanted to do a vlog, so hopefully it will be better. So hopefully I will start making these more regularly again, just like I did before, because I really want to do that and just show you guys what I've been doing in school. So, and yeah, as you can see, I have a new background, and not really a new background, it's still the same background, but actually this Christmas my dad got me a new webcam, so I can finally start making videos with this camera instead of using my phone like I did before, because it wasn't that good, in my opinion at least. So I hope these videos looks way better now than they did before, so we'll see. Okay, so let's just show you guys what I've been doing the past couple of months and see what you like of them. Okay, so I never showed you guys before winter break, I think, but we actually worked on making a flying bird cycle. So we had to make a liftoff, a flying cycle, and a landing. But I never got to make the landing and the takeoff, so I only have this flying cycle. And that was okay, that was the minimum requirement for this assignment. So when we got back from our break, we actually had to clean up this bird. And unfortunately, I'm not finished yet, which is pretty bad. So I have to finish this weekend, but I'm gonna do my best. So you guys will just see how far I've gotten so far. So here's the bird. We could go for a cartoony style, or we could go for a more realistic kind of style, and well, I kind of did the realistic kind of style. So after that week, we had a non-dialogue animation with a teacher called Mike Nugent, and he was so interesting. We had a lot of lectures with him every day, but it was really interesting. He was really easy to understand, and he was funny and so humble and everything. So I just liked having that teacher. So we had him for 2 weeks, and the non-dialogue animation was about just expressing a character's emotions and feelings without using a dialogue. So they just had to move their bodies and show what they were feeling. So we got this assignment that we had to choose a character. We had multiple characters we could choose between. So actually I chose Roger from 101 Dalmatians because I just like that character. I have a thing for characters with big noses, I guess. So yeah, I chose that character, and the assignment was to make the character wait on a blind date or something by a train station. So this is what mine looked like, and I worked very rough on these animations, and I was just focusing on the character and the feeling and the way he was supposed to move. I actually at first had too much movements, but then I just cut it down to a little bit less movement, and it became better. So yeah. So after the 2 weeks of non-dialogue animation, we still had Mike as our teacher, and we had 1 week to make a dance animation. And at first I've been so excited about this assignment, but for some reason it was really difficult to figure out what kind of dance I wanted to do. And we had to find some music for it, and I was like, I don't know what kind of music I want. So I just ended up with making the animation and then finding the music. So this is my dance animation, and I try to focus a little bit on ballet, modern dance-ish something. I don't know. You decide. Okay, so after that week, we had our mid-year test, and I was pretty nervous about that. So we had to actually write a mid-year reflection just like we did in the previous semester, and the test consisted of making a character jump onto a box. I was still focusing just on the movement and what I wanted to do with it, so I never got to clean it up. So here is my animation. I'm fairly happy with the movement, I think, but the feedback I got back later was that I focus too much on the creative part and I don't focus enough on the technical parts of animation. So that's something I need to start working on for the next couple of weeks. So I need to be more technical, and I need to clean up my drawings more, just to make it more presentable. So yeah. So that was all of the stuff we did in January, I think. So in February, we had rendering and design with a previous teacher we've already had called Lawrence. And yeah, it's the teacher who made me eat dark chocolate and caviar. Yeah, but he's a really nice teacher. I really like having him as a teacher. So that week we had rendering and design, just like I said, and we worked a lot on compositioning, layouts, and working in black and white, learning about values and stuff like that. A lot of perspective as well. So I don't remember exactly in which order we had all of the assignments, but I will just show you what stuff I did. I never got to finish the first assignments, so I'll just show you the other stuff. So here is a coffee shop. Another assignment we had was to make a cityscape of Venice or something like that, and it had to be attacked by ghosts, pirates, ghosts, a lot of things. It was just like an attack on Venice. So here is my drawing, and I kind of made some pirates hide in the shadows of Venice, and you can see in the far back it's supposed to be like a lot of smoke and fire and everything, but it's not that easy to see. And we also had to make a mecha design based on animals. So at first I started out with a bumblebee and a shrimp, I think. Yeah, something like that. A tadpole, a bumblebee, a shrimp, a lot of stuff. But in the end, it turned out to be some kind of shrimp mosquito kind of mecha, and I'm really happy with it. I wanted to be able to draw mecha for so long, but I've never been good at drawing mechanical stuff. But this time it just worked for some reason. So I'm really happy about that one. So after that week of rendering and design, we had our second winter break. So I just went back to Sweden and just relaxed. And when I got back from my winter break, we started learning about storyboards with a teacher called John Nevares. He's been working in Pixar and a lot of cool stuff, and it was really interesting to have him as a teacher. I can probably say he was one of my most favorite ones I've had so far, because I've never really enjoyed making storyboards before, but this time around it was just so much fun. I had so fun, and I just couldn't stop smiling the whole week. And yeah, it was so much fun. And I will show you. One of the assignments was to make. We had one scene from the movie Lilo and Stitch, and we had to use the same dialogue, but we had to change the characters so they had different personalities, or just changing up the story however we wanted it to be, but with the restrictions of the dialogue. And it was so much fun. So I kind of made Lilo into this really cool mafia boss or something. But I really enjoyed it. Okay, so here is my storyboard, and the scene is that the councilwoman is imprisoning Stitch, or she's going to take him back to prison in space, and Lilo is supposed to stop the councilwoman from taking Stitch by showing that she has a document saying that she has bought him before. And in my version, I made the councilwoman to be more mean than in the real movie. And like I said, I made Lilo be this mob boss or something. So she's acting really cool in the beginning. So in the first scene here, we see the councilwoman walk with Stitch towards the spaceship, and Stitch say with a small voice, "Can Stitch say goodbye?" And the councilwoman is like, yes. So Stitch say thank you and walks away. Then the councilwoman asks, "Who are you?" towards Lilo. So we see Lilo here standing pretty cool with the sister being all sad. And she's just staring down at them. She's not answering at all. So the councilwoman is like, "What is this attitude this girl is showing me?" And she gets angry. So she looks down at Stitch and then pulls the string at him, just forcing him not to go there and talk to her. So we switch back to Lilo, and she starts to react a little bit, but she's still not saying anything. Stitch still tries to walk a little bit extra, but the councilwoman is still holding him back. So Stitch screams towards her, "This is my family! I found it all on my own!" And then he looks towards Lilo and says, "It's little and broken, but it's still good." Lilo is still just standing there with the wind in her hair being super cool. Yes, still good. And then this guy who is kind of the comic relief or the bad guy's sidekick or something says in a very playful way, being mean about it, "Oh, does he really have to go?" and acting silly. And the councilwoman just says, "You know as well as I that our laws are absolute. I cannot change what the council has decided." And then we cut back to Lilo, and her bodyguard kind of says, "Lilo, didn't you buy that thing at the shelter?" Kind of implying that the shelter is some sort of, I don't know, it makes it sound like it's a place where you buy people or things, or I don't know. So Lilo just looks back, and then she says, "Hey." So all of them are looking back at Lilo because she's finally saying something. And then she says, "3 days ago, I bought Stitch at the shelter. I paid $2 for him. See this stamp?" And we close in on the stamp. "I own him. If you take him, you're stealing." And yeah, that's the end of my storyboard. So the last couple of days we actually had to team up with classmates from the CG class. And at first I was really nervous about this. I was like, no, this is not gonna work. I was so looking forward to making the storyboard by myself, and it's like, but I got to work with this great guy called Tobias, and it was so much fun. It just worked. We kind of had the same ideas, and we tried a lot of stuff out, and he was very good at making compositions and backgrounds and putting values on everything. So we just divided ourselves. So he made the compositions and backgrounds and values and everything and put it together in After Effects. And I focused on making the characters act good and make some of the angles more interesting and everything. And I just really liked teaming up with him. It was so much fun. And the end result, I'm so happy with it. So I will show you that as well. Okay, so here's the finished storyboard animatic me and Tobias did, and I'm gonna try and pitch it just the same way we did in school. So here we go. Okay, so we first start off in this coffee shop, and all of a sudden, boom, this guy walks into the glass door and he's like, "Oh, hey, sorry I'm late. I just had to go to the eye doctor, and he said I needed glasses." And she's like, "Oh, really?" But then his eyes starting to wander off into the distance, and she's like, "Ah." And he's like, "Yeah, but my eyes are perfectly fine." "Huh? What was that? Did you see that?" He's like, what? What was what? Over there by the door. I don't see anything. He gets really confused and like, okay, so anyway. She's really confused, but she sees this big shadow on the wall, and he's like, "It was big, slimy. Did you see that by the door? It's huge." "Wait here. Everyone, stand back." I've got this. And then he grabs for a knife. Joing! So he walks off to the door, being all heroic. Listen up, monster! I got a knife, see? And I'm not afraid to use it. Ah! Hmm? And then he sees it's just a tiny little dog. And he's like, what? The dog just walks into the cafe, goes to say hi to her, and he's like, so how was your day? So yeah, that's the kind of pitch we had to do in school. We had to be really quick about it and talk really quick with all of the feelings, so I hope I did a good job this time. And it's not too confusing. It just needs to be explained really quickly. So after that week, we worked a lot on colors with Lawrence, and there was a lot of traditional drawings and paintings we had to do just to learn about the colors and values and how to do it. So we got some paintings on paper and we had to recreate them in a smaller thumbnail and just focus on blending the colors right. So we learned a lot of how to blend colors, and I've never been really good with colors, so it was really interesting for me to learn a little bit more about that. So we first started off with the traditional drawings, and this is what mine looked like. They're not super pretty, but it was just to see if we could blend colors and light and everything. So yeah. And then for the last 3 days we had to draw a temple of some sort, and then we had to color it in Photoshop. So I chose a kind of Asian kind of style. I didn't want to use that style, but it ended up being that anyways. Yeah. But I had a lot of trouble deciding on what kind of setting I wanted it to be, but I ended up wanting to do it like a night kind of drawing, like it looks like it's during the night. And the funny thing is that I started out with my basic colors being really light. So when Lawrence came up to me and asked like, okay, what do you want it to feel like? I was like, I want it to feel like it's dark and night, and he just looked at me. Are you serious? And he just started laughing almost at me, and I was like, oops, I'm sorry. I'm terrible with contrast. I'm super terrible at it. I'm too afraid to go dark. So he helped me a little bit, and then it turned really dark. I will show you. These are my, well, my basic colors. Wait, where is it go? Local color. Så. Det tog inte. Okay, so here's my temple with my local color, which basically means it's the color of an object unaffected by light. It's like if you have a white light on the object, it will be the true color of the actual item. So yeah, this is my local color on my temple. And as you can see, it's really, really bright. So I was feeling a little bit ashamed when I said to Lawrence that it had to be a nighttime view. So yeah, this is the finished result, and as you can see, it's way more darker now, and it's better. It works way better now than it did before. Okay, so that was all of the stuff I've been doing until now. This week I'm working on layout and stuff in After Effects, but I'm not finished with any of my assignments yet because I've been having to go to the doctor a lot, so unfortunately I don't have any of those to show you right now, but I will show you in the next video. So yeah, this was all of the stuff I've been doing, and I really hope you liked it, and I will really try hard to make more videos in the future. Hopefully I have more time now so I can make some videos. So see you guys next time. Bye!